Well, good evening, everyone. Wow, I don't know what to say. What a crowd! It's incredible. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, and I'm overwhelmed by all the support. So, why are we all here? Well, I think it's the worst kept secret in Aurora. I'm Tom Mrakas, and I'm running to be your mayor. Before I get started tonight, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who made tonight happen. My fantastic team, Chris, who you just met, Nancy, Roslyn, George, Lisa, Bruce, Kula, Helen, Irene, and Casey. If we can give them a round of applause. The incredible support of my family, my mom, my dad, my father-in-law, my brothers and my sisters, and my nieces and my nephews. And Allison, for supporting me for everything that I do. And continually pushing me to be the best that I can be. I love you. So, about now you're expecting me to start into a standard political speech, like most candidates do, droning on about a 3-point plan, or making campaign promises and vague statements about a vision for our community. You know, the regular political stuff. Well, you'll be happy to know I'm not going to do that. I think you've all heard enough of politicians talking a lot and saying nothing. But I guess I am a politician now. But I'm a new kind of politician. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. It actually sounds a bit old-fashioned. Now, we've become accustomed to hearing politicians make speech after speech using lots of words, but not really saying anything at all. Well, I don't work that way. I don't talk in buzzwords or circles or carefully crafted messages. I use straightforward language. I tell you straight up how I feel and what I think. You may not always agree with me, but you always know where I stand. And isn't that what you want? Yeah. To know where I stand? Isn't that what we all want in our mayor, to know where they stand on the issues that matter? Well, here's where I stand. I don't make promises, I make commitments. I don't have grandiose visions, I see the real needs of our residents and I take action. And I don't say I'm gonna do something, I get things done. And for the last 4 years, as your representative on Aurora Council, I got things done for all of you. And if elected as your mayor, I will continue to get things done for you, for our community, and for Aurora. When I was first elected, I knew it was vital to take the pulse of the community. Once weekly office hours was just not going to cut it. I needed to get out and talk with the people of Aurora. So I made myself available, by phone, by email, through social media, and in person. I also took the extra step of going door to door throughout my entire term, not just during the election as most politicians do, and as you'll find out within the next couple of months. I knew that if I wanted to lead and serve my community, I needed to hear directly from Aurorans and to really listen. So for the past 4 years, I've knocked on your doors, asking about your concerns, your issues, and for your ideas. I've essentially had a 4-year conversation with Aurora, and I've heard you loud and clear. The key themes I've heard over and over again are focused on taxes and services, growth and development, sports and recreation, traffic and transit, livability, economic development, and the most important issue raised, leadership. Let's start with taxes and services. To be frank, I don't think it's a surprise that virtually everyone believes that our economic future will be challenging. The cost of basically everything continues to rise, and yet most of us haven't seen that similar increase in our income. So we make decisions, hard decisions, every day about how to get the most out of our hard-earned money. And the same can be said about our town services. Without raising your taxes, there's only so much we can accomplish with your tax dollars. So we need to find better ways to do more with the same or less. After all, that's what you're already doing in your homes and your businesses. And I think it's reasonable to expect the same from your municipal government. Now, most candidates will promise to lower your taxes or get their hands out of your pocket. But I didn't do that. As your representative on council, I didn't make promises, I delivered. I searched for savings wherever possible to lower your taxes while keeping the services you need. I looked at operational costs with the support of my fellow councillors, was able to reduce the tax levy without impacting service delivery. Now, holding the line on taxes, that's a good start. But Aurora is on the verge of being built out, and without development charges to rely on, we need to find viable strategies for managing our tax burden moving forward. We need to continue to build our reserves while looking for operational efficiencies. Efficiencies like joint service agreements with other municipalities. Costly services such as fire protection can be better delivered at a better price if we join together with other municipalities. Aurora already has joined with Newmarket to provide that fire service. However, to achieve real cost savings, I believe that the fire service should be a regional service similar to the police service. Bottom line, we need to find better ways to deliver the services that our residents need at the standard that they expect. Now, growth and development is another key issue residents raise. Growth isn't a bad word. I don't think any of us in Aurora want the town to become a place where time has stopped. But I think many of us, myself included, are alarmed at how things have changed in our community. For far too long, residents and taxpayers have had little say in how, when, or even where we grow. We've seen parts of our community drastically change through what I and many of you believe is inappropriate growth. An example, we saw our historic Highland Gate Golf Course designed by the legendary Stanley Thompson ripped up and replaced by a development that others decided was good planning for our community. And with the OMB as the only recourse, we were told our hands are tied. It simply costs too much to fight a losing battle. But I didn't accept that. I believe that we should have a say in what our community looks like. And that's why I fought for meaningful change to land use planning legislation in Ontario. I worked with Councillor Thompson and 15 other elected officials from municipalities across this province to change the scope of powers of the OMB. We worked together to effect real change, and we got things done. The OMB is now reformed, and it was our council that played a pivotal role in that achievement. But all of that doesn't mean that we don't want growth. What we want is appropriate and smarter growth. Growth that meets the needs of our present and our future. We want to maintain what's unique about Aurora as we grow. And while the OMB is no more, we now have the Local Planning Appeal Tribunal. I think everyone should try to say that 3 times, it's very tough. They are giving us the power and the responsibility to ensure that our community grows the way we want it to. But it will take real leadership to make that happen. Of course, hand in hand with development is the growing problem of traffic congestion. And not just congestion, but volume of traffic and speed of traffic throughout our neighborhoods. Parking, accessible transit, road maintenance, infrastructure, these are all important pieces of the bigger issue of traffic congestion. It's a complex problem, and it won't be solved by reducing Yonge Street to 1 lane, as some have suggested. To find a solution, we need to look at it holistically and to bring York Region to the table. And I've already taken a number of steps to address traffic congestion this term, including in widening Industrial Parkway to make it a true bypass as it was originally intended. Yeah. We also know that growth puts pressure on the environment, and in particular through the loss of green space. Aurora is blessed with wonderful trails, parks, and open spaces. And it's one of the reasons Allison and I moved here nearly 15 years ago. But those green spaces are under threat. My priority will be to protect our remaining green spaces wherever possible and to manage other environmental implications of continued development. But development isn't the only environmental issue that I will prioritize. Building on the excellent initiatives of our Environmental Advisory Committee, I'll work to gain support for a town-wide policy on limiting or eliminating single-use plastics. Without a doubt, it's our responsibility to do our part to preserve and enhance our environment. And just as Aurorans support environmental initiatives, they also support the need for diverse sports and recreation offerings. Sports and recreations are a vital part of any community. They build character and self-confidence in our youth and offer places of connection and engagement for our seniors, while promoting a healthy lifestyle for all our residents. In Aurora, we're very fortunate to already have a variety of sports and recreation facilities and programs geared to all ages and all abilities. And I'll continue to make it a priority to ensure there's increased availability and accessibility to programs with a focus on providing the facilities necessary to accommodate all residents. Sport and recreation should be for everyone, regardless of age, ability, physical or financial. In addition to supporting personal health, sports and recreation also helps sustain a healthy local economy. Residents frequently raise the issue of economic development in Aurora and the livability in our town. Often when candidates speak of economic development, they talk about the downtown core. I know I did. Why? Because a vibrant downtown is central to a strong local economy. We've talked about making our downtown core the hub of energy, culture, and commerce endlessly. There's been an incredible amount of consultation, input, ideas, and studies about how to revitalize it. And during this term, working with Councillor Thompson, who shared my belief that action was needed now, we pushed for the creation of the cultural precinct and the redevelopment of Library Square. This literally realized 20 years of work by residents, businesses, staff, councils past and present. And if elected as your mayor, I will make it my priority to continue to move forward with this bold vision for our downtown core, taking it from concept to reality. In addition to seeing this project to completion, it'll be my priority to continue to focus on economic development by not only attracting new business, but by promoting existing business and using the products and services that they provide. There's no doubt Aurora is a great place to live, and everything I've spoken about all works together to create a livable community. However, from seniors fearing that they'll be taxed from their homes and young people concerned that they can never afford a home, to residents who worry that their stable neighborhoods are under threat from future development, we're all concerned about Aurora's livability. The good news? I know we have the tools to improve the livability of our community. Our official plan requires that a minimum of 25% of all new residential development meets the definition of affordable housing. We have policies in place to ensure that our stable neighborhoods aren't impacted by inappropriate growth. Our downtown core is primed and ready for continued revitalization. And we know what needs to be done to address traffic congestion, parking, road maintenance, and infrastructure. So now you need a mayor who will act, a mayor who can get things done. And I've heard you loud and clear. You want stronger leadership, leadership that truly works in all senses of the word. I agree. Having a vision is great. Having a plan is necessary. But it doesn't matter if you can't get it done. The mayor's job is to lead our council and to get things done for our community. But at the end of the day, the mayor is just one voice, one vote. So you can't get things done by going it alone. To get from vision to reality takes teamwork. Teamwork is built on relationships. And we all know relationships are built on trust and mutual respect. An effective mayor builds consensus for his ideas by building relationships with his colleagues. You get support by giving support, listening to all viewpoints, engaging in meaningful dialogue, and not just paying lip service, but truly supporting your colleagues. Now, nothing should be put on the table until it has the support of your colleagues. I've put forward 33 motions that have passed with the majority of my colleagues supporting them. My point? Promises don't mean anything if you don't have a realistic plan to deliver them. Grand visions and strategies are useless if you can't get buy-in. Leading alone gets you nowhere. Leading together gets you to where we want to go. If you want to lead successfully, not only is it critical to have the support of your council colleagues, It's absolutely necessary to know your community, to know what they want, what they need, and sometimes, more important, what they don't want. I've taken the time over the past 4 years to really get to know my community and what it wants and needs. I've worked hard. I've gotten a lot of things done, but there's oh so much more to do. I believe that the priorities I've identified are key priorities, urgent issues that our community needs to see addressed, and as your mayor, I will make them my priority. I intend to be a working mayor, just as I've been a working councillor. And I will be out in the community, meeting with residents and businesses, listening to your concerns and your ideas. That's the mayor that I'll be, because that's who I am. I'm a regular guy who works hard for what he wants and what he believes in. And I believe in Aurora. I know I don't have all the answers. I don't think anyone does. But what I do have is the ability to bring people together, to build on their strengths, and find consensus so that we can meet our challenges and realize our opportunities. This is firmly rooted in my belief that the best decisions for our community are made when we work together. If I'm granted the honor of being elected as your mayor, I will continue to ensure that your priorities are my priorities. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support this evening. I hope to have an opportunity to speak with each and every one of you tonight and going forward in the campaign. And at the end of it, I hope I can count on your vote. On October 22nd, vote Tom Mrakas for mayor. Let's work together and get things done. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.